Do you use business English in your professional career and yet are still struggling with improving your writing? Or at least looking to improve the writing? A lot of people are in your same position. Even native English speakers always want to improve their writing, or at least they should want to improve their writing. When we write something in the professional world and it goes to our colleagues, our clients, our boss, or our boss's boss, we want whoever reads it to be impressed. Whether it's a memo, an email, a business report, whatever it is, we want the person reading it ideally to be impressed with our writing and whatever the observations, whatever our recommendations, whatever the crux of the writing is. But at the very least, we want them not to be unimpressed. We don't want them to notice mistakes or really notice anything that's negative about the writing. Even if our writing's not perfect, whatever errors there are, we want to be kind of small enough that they don't really notice it in the big scheme of things. We want to minimize those mistakes, at least those glaring mistakes first of all. So how do we improve our business English writing? And how do we improve our writing skills in general? Well, it's not something that's going to be solved overnight, but I do have one way to help you improve your business English writing skills in 30 days. So if you want to learn more, stick with me. I'm Timothy Barrett, and this is the 4 Business English Rundown. This is the show for professionals from all over the world who want to improve their communication skills in English. Today we're going to talk about how to improve your writing skills and a 30-day action plan. So in 30 days, if you follow this advice, your writing will be noticeably better. If you're interested, let's jump into it. Today we're going to talk about improving your writing skills in business English with a 30-day plan. Now, I'm not sure, of course, what level of English writing you're at now, but I can promise you if you follow this advice, your skills will improve at the end of the 30 days. Doesn't mean that you're going to be perfect at the end, nothing happens overnight, but your skills will level up. This is a great technique to improve your writing skills. No matter what level you're starting at, you can improve your skills following this idea, this plan. So let's get into it. What is the big secret? What's the big technique that will help you improve your writing? Writing improves your writing. So if you want to improve how you write, guess what? You need to write more. So my 30-day plan for you is to write every day. So for the next 30 days, write every day. This technique is called journaling, to keep a journal or a log, a diary, whatever we want to call it, but to keep it and do some writing every day. Now, depending on how ambitious you are or how much time you have, it could be a little bit of writing, it could be a lot of writing. But either way, it's fine. Some days you can write a little, some days you can write a lot. But as long as you write something every day. Now, it could be in a Word document, something online, Google Doc, whatever, on your computer, or it could be a physical journal, a regular notebook that you take and you write every day. I suggest that you decide which one you want to do and get it ready. Open up that one Google Doc or that Word document, or get that notebook, that ledger, that journal that you're going to keep for the next 30 days and be consistent. So ideally, you're going to pick one time of day and you're going to do it that same time every day. Maybe it's when you first wake up in the morning, maybe it's during your lunch break, maybe it's in the evening when you get home or before you go to bed, whatever. Again, it doesn't really matter, but what it does matter is consistency. So pick a time that you're going to do it and make sure that you do that every day. You don't want to miss any days. And of course, 30 days is kind of a long time. There are some days you're going to be tired, you're going to be bored, you're going to say, I can't deal with this right now. But don't give up. Write something. Even if it's just a few sentences, a couple of sentences, a short paragraph, that's fine. But write something. And if you write short on one day, the next day try to write a little bit longer. Try to kind of make up for it. But remember, the more you write, the better the writing is going to be, the better your skills are going to level up. Now, what do you write about? It doesn't matter. Write about anything. So a lot of professional writers will do this, especially when they're early in their career, because it helps them kind of get the creative juices flowing. It doesn't really matter what you're writing about. You just want to write about something. So it could be, what did you do today? What did you have for breakfast? Where did you go for lunch? What conversation did you have with your friends, your family members, your loved ones, whatever? Just write about something. In the very beginning, don't worry if it's not organized or you're just kind of what we call stream of consciousness. I'm thinking about, gee, I think about this, so I'll write a couple of sentences. I think about something else. I write a couple of sentences, think about something else. I write some sentences about that. That's fine, because you're writing. So keep writing. Now, as you go, try to have a little bit more organization to it. Try to tie the sentences together, make a paragraph, that sort of thing. But if you're stuck in kind of what to do, then don't worry about it as long as you're writing. That's good. Now, write without critiquing yourself. Don't be too critical of your own writing, especially in the beginning. Just write something and don't worry about it. If you're not sure of the right word or the right conjugation, the form of the word, or the spelling of the word, especially if you're doing it by handwriting, don't worry. Don't let that slow you down. If it breaks your train of thought, it breaks your rhythm, just write the word as best you can and then move on. Don't spend all that time trying to correct that one word. You want to write the paragraph. You want to write the page, the 2 pages, whatever your goal is for that day. Now, once you've been doing this for a little while, so I would say the first week kind of do as I've said, don't really look back on it, don't be too critical. But after the first 7 days, 10 days, then start to look back. Look back at those first few days of entries and see, gee, what did I write? How was my grammar? How was my word choice? That sort of thing. Take a look at it. And then see, what mistakes do you notice? Maybe it's subject-verb agreement. Do we use the right verb form for the right subject, the actor? For instance, do we say I sit or I sits? That sort of thing. If that's the mistake that you're often making, then now in the future, okay, I need to pay attention to that. When I write in the future, let me just make a little bit extra effort not to make that mistake. Maybe you're not using periods correctly, or you have really run-on sentences. I know in some languages you can write really long sentences. In English, it's not really good to do that unless you're a very good writer. So don't worry about having very long sentences. If they're too long, then break them up. Cut them up. Put in a comma. Put in a semicolon, coordinating conjunction, or whatever else you need, or a full stop, a full period, and break it up into 2 or 3 sentences if it's too long. So kind of look at what other mistakes you might have made, or what could you do to improve. Now, one of the things that you can do is take your original writing and then say, okay, I want to revise this. So today's writing, I'm going to take my day 3 writing, and I'm going to make that a better writing sample. So cross out the mistakes, fix the word choices. Another technique is if you have a very simple word, we might call it like a 1-point word. We'll change it out for a 5-point word or a 10-point word. A more advanced, more academic, a more formal word. And then don't worry about when you're writing initially, but that's one thing when we proofread we want to kind of look at. Gee, I used a very simple word or a simple phrase, but I know a more advanced word or a more advanced phrase. Try to throw that in there. Take it out and put in the new phrase, the new word. So as the month goes on, try to correct some of that earlier writing. And if it was disorganized, stream of consciousness, but gee, there's some organization here, let me rearrange it. I have all these sentences, but wow, I have some sentences about A, some about B, some about C. Let me take those sentences and make them into 3 different paragraphs. And then maybe I need a topic sentence, maybe I need an introduction or something, but you're taking that writing and then just kind of reorganizing it and making it better writing. So that's something else that you can do. Now, a lot of times when I teach students, especially for preparing for exams, academic exams or IELTS, TOEFL, something like that, one of the things I always focus on is don't make the simple mistakes. For instance, these are the things I know and I'm familiar with. These I kind of know, and these things, I don't really know. Well, don't worry about those things, those advanced points of English grammar. Don't worry about that. Native English speakers probably make mistakes with that point of grammar. Don't worry about that so much. But that bottom level, the level that you're familiar with, that you know those rules, don't make mistakes in that zone. So when you go back and look at your writing, kind of pay attention to that. Oh, gee, I know better than that. Why did I do this? Or why did I use this word? I know I have to use this other word. So pay attention to those kind of simple mistakes that you should already know, but we all make mistakes, so pay attention to those. And then if you have other things that you notice, like, gee, I'm not really sure how to use a comma or a semicolon or, the coordinating conjunctions or something like that, then, but it comes up a few times, hey, find another video on it. Or post on this video, add in the comments right now. What do you need help with? You want help with commas or semicolons or, whatever it is, whatever points of grammar you're struggling with, put them in the comments here, and maybe I'll make a video of it it's to help you out. That's what I'm here for. But otherwise, you can Google it. You can find other videos if I don't have one on it just yet. But let me know, and I'll try to work on it. But try to learn that new rule of grammar that you're unfamiliar with. Or maybe there are some words that you don't quite know, or you want to vary your words. A great resource is thesaurus.com. Thesaurus is kind of like a dictionary, but it's just a list of synonyms. So like, gee, I'm using this word all the time. This word is here, 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 here. I want to vary it up. Well, go to thesaurus.com, or if you have a physical thesaurus, you can use that, but the website is great. Type in that word, and it'll give you a list. Sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 25 different words. Sometimes there's different meanings to that word, so it's great to kind of look at those other words. Now be careful, because it might have words that don't really work, that might have a slightly different meaning that you don't mean. So make sure you know those words or read up. You can also look up the definition of that word. Make sure that you're using a good word that does replace your word, but then that's a great way to improve your writing as well. So again, we're going from those kind of 1-point words to those 5-point, 7-point, or 10-point words, more advanced words. Or we're just changing out words. Maybe you're changing a 5-point word for another 5-point word, but it varies your writing style. And for the reader, it makes it more enjoyable to read. Now, if you follow these techniques, I guarantee after 30 days, your writing is going to improve. You are going to level up. This is a great way to improve writing. If you do get stuck during the 30 days, gee, what should I write about today? If you do get stuck for what you want to write today, or you want to write about something different, you're tired of writing about the same things, after 10 or 20 days of it, you can Google different ideas. What should I write in my journal, or journal writing ideas, something like that. And there'll be a long list of things that you can write about. So you really shouldn't run out of ideas. And like I said, if you're short on time or you're just kind of feeling down, you can write a short paragraph. If you have more time and you're up for it, write a little bit longer. Maybe write a few pages. Maybe write something kind of like an essay. A little bit more organized. Have an introduction. Have a conclusion. Or maybe it's a business report or an email or something like that. Gee, what if how could I write this a little bit better? Those are great things to write about in your journal as well. So you have your challenge for the next 30 days to write in a journal every day. Whether it's on the computer, whether it's a physical journal, doesn't matter. But do your best to keep it up for 30 days. Now, at the end of the 30 days, come back to this video and comment and tell me, what do you think? Did your writing improve? How much did it improve? What do you think? And also, of course, compare that day 1 writing to that day 30 writing. I hope that you'll see a difference, and I'm confident that you will. So give it a shot. All right, time to conquer that like button and make it ours. If you enjoyed this video, you might like some of the other videos even more, so check them out. Work hard today and enjoy tomorrow.